On today's video I want to talk about the yeses and the nos on the yard test, also on what is the purpose for the test. Let's begin with what is the purpose of the test. It is to determine if you can handle and control your vehicle, and will you be able to cope with traffic problems in the practical driving situation. You should have the necessary knowledge and skills to obtain a driver's license. The purpose of the test is also there to measure the proficiency of a driver regarding her obedience to traffic rules. Now for the requirements for the yard test. The test shall commence with the pre-trip inspection. You will do following maneuvers. Turn in the road, namely the three-point turn. Alley docking from the left and also from the right. Parallel parking from the left and also from the right. And then the incline start. Before you start with the yard test, the examiner will inform you of the following. That the yard test shall be completed within 20 minutes. All observations shall be done and signals. Wearing of a seatbelt shall not be necessary during yard test. The push and pull method of steering is not required during the yard test. Now for the test part. When do you fail? First, for the yard test you must not lose more than 50 penalty points. You lose points for the following. If you did not use indicator, you lose 5 points. If you did not observe, you lose 5 points. If you did not check your last blind spot before turning, you lose 5 points. If you looked at your handbrake while disengaging it, you lose 1 point. If you engage handbrake and do not use the button, you lose 2 points. If car stalls and you did not roll, you lose 1 point. Immediate fail on yard test. If you bump any obstacle. If you roll anywhere during the yard test. If you touch the shoulder at three-point turn or at the parallel parking. If you did not comply with instructions given to you by examiner. If any of above-mentioned test will be stopped immediately. When do you get a second attempt on parkings? You get second attempt on the alley docking and on the parallel parking. You will only be given a second attempt if you stopped in time before hitting an obstacle or bumping the shoulder or touching the line between the obstacles. When doing a second attempt, all needed observations should be done. You do not get a second attempt at the three-point turn and also not at the incline start. When conducting the test, listen carefully what examiner says. If you do not understand, you can ask examiner to repeat. You should know exactly what examiner wants from you. Observations is very important during the yard test and should be done neatly and visible to examiner. Do not rush while doing observations. Make sure you point out each check. Do not observe too much, only do the observations that is needed for the task. When you are finished with a parking stop, pull up handbrake, select neutral and put both hands back on steering. The both hands on steering is to show examiner that you are done with your parking and ready for the next challenge. This is only a few tips for the yard test. Thank you for watching. For more tips, like and share and subscribe.